Okay, today we are looking at a new gimbal. Oh yes, haven't done a gimbal in a while. And smartphone gimbals, they're all over the place. And today we're looking at the Moza, I think it is, Mini MX. And this is it right here, the Mini MX foldable smartphone gimbal, Moza. This is their parent company, I believe, yeah, Gudzen, something like that. Invented for video. That's what we're looking for. We like stuff that's invented for video. So we're gonna take a look at their website, see what this thing comes with. Then we're gonna crack open the box, see what's inside here, and then we'll just go outside, do a little walk, see what we think. All right, so first off, here's their website, Mini Moza. I don't know how to pronounce it. Moza. I'm gonna say Moza. So I like the fact that I think this is a really nice, small, compact. It's coming in a nice box for sure. And on their website here, like that looks really tiny, which is fantastic. Say goodbye to shaky video. You know, this is kind of the reason that you and I get a gimbal. And I don't know if you guys can see behind me, the window's kind of in the way, but I've got a lot of gimbals and things like that. And the issue with the big gimbals is that even though they work usually really well and having that large gimbal is great, the issue is that you probably don't end up bringing it with you because you don't want to pack all this stuff. So having something that's small and kind of pocket friendly or fits in your bag or your purse or your backpack or whatever it is, anything that can make it easier to bring this with us so that it's a little bit more convenient, that's really what we're looking for. Something that's going to be convenient. So continue down here. Yes, we got shot with gimbal, shot without. Easy to use, instant portrait, landscape transition, cool, all-in-one intuitive panel. Their website is moving all weird on me. Moza Genie, create your story, magic modes, all kinds of app stuff, always in focus, very cool. Smart gesture control. Oh, that's nice. Edit and share. No bigger than your palm. All right, I don't have the biggest of palms, so we'll see. And advanced shooting modes. Cool, I'm gonna leave a link down below to their website so you guys can kind of go take a look at this if you feel like it. But kind of goes through everything. Inception mode, because who doesn't want Inception mode? I don't use that because my videos are very right? But for travel, it could be cool if you're into that kind of stuff. Designed for perfection. Like that. Okay, let's take a look here. Here's a box, Moza Mini MX foldable, and has a little bit of information on the side in regards to what comes in the box, as well as some contact information, and that's kind of it. Now on the side here, we do have QR codes so that you can kind of go to their website or things like that. Let's get a little knife, crack this open, shall we? We shall. I don't want to hurt the box, so I'm gonna there. Don't want to hurt the box. All right. Okay. Moza. There we go. It's tight, but that's okay. Another piece of tape right there. It looks like, oh, but it's got a little pull tab. That's nice. So, little pull tab. Fold that back. I like that. The little kind of black on black. That's cool. Presentation is decent. Very good. So here you go. You get a little, what is this? This is a QR code for iOS to take you to the app. Now I don't know if it's iOS only because it just has an iOS QR code. So if you're on Android, I'd look into that just to kind of verify. Oh, it does say Android version to be released soon. So be aware, it's not there yet. Coming out soon. We get, what else we get? This must be the little tiny manual. Yeah, it's tiny. Let's call it as it is. That's really small. You know, there's their manual. Maybe they're just preparing you for how small the gimbal is gonna be. But I'd like to have seen that bit bigger. There's the QR code again. But here's all the instructions. If you can read that, you might have to take a picture and zoom it in. That's good. Tiny. And here is, well, let's do this. Oh, I like that. So first off, you get kind of like a little lanyardy guy. So there's your little lanyard. That's nice, something to put around your wrist. I say lanyard, wrist strap. It's a wrist strap, because that's not going around your neck. Wrist strap. So you get a nice little gray wrist strap. You get a USB-C to USB-A, so USB-C, very cool. We do get the gimbal, but we'll come back to that in a second. We get a little accessory box here, looks like. It's a good package, even this, that helps bring this out, right? So many times you're like, I can't get my hands in there, but this is good. This is taped though, so that's gotta come off somehow. I need to sharpen my knife or get a new replacement blade or something. All right, this opens up. Okay, so we get a little. That's nice. We get a little carry bag because we need something. You need, right? Little carry bag. Carry bags are important. There you go. Right, you guys can see that little carry bag. Need a carry bag. Need to advertise for them, I guess. Is that it? Nope. Oh, and you get a little stand. That's actually nice. Because if you want to make it bigger, because again, remember I talked about these, and I'm like, the nice thing about a bigger one is that they are bigger, but convenience is the factor. So if you want to carry this in pocket A, gimbal in pocket B, and then you got that extra large, plus you want to be able to set it up on a table, you need that. That's actually a nice quality one. It feels sturdy, which is good. You guys can see that, hopefully. There it is right there. Sturdy, for sure, I think. That's nice. Sit that on the table. Yeah, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. That's a nice little add-on. Nowadays, you know what? If they don't come with that, then I'm disappointed. We'll just call it as it is. And that's kind of it. That's everything. You get some silica gel if that's important to you. And you're like, where's my silica gel? There it is. That's it. Say palm size. I'm gonna say it's a bit bigger than palm size. It's hand-sized for sure. Still, would that fit in my pocket? Let's see. Let's see if that'll fit in my pocket. Okay, we'll set it up. Ready? Pocket. Yeah, if you got man pockets, if you have woman pockets, lady pockets, then maybe not. But that works. That fits in there. If it fits in the pocket, I'm pretty happy. That stuff. I'm rolling over here. What's going on? All this plastic. Okay. So that's kind of nice. You get again little access to their QR code, to probably their app. You get a little pull-off guy here. Yep, pulling that. That's sort of handy. I'm glad they put that little pull thing, or else that wouldn't be coming off. I'd have that on there forever. Any other little sticker doies? Okay, so the one on the top says start the gimbal after installing the phone. Good, that's true because of balancing. And phone camera direction. So it does say the camera needs to be on this side. So for instance, if I'm just gonna bring this up here, and I may have to take the case off. Let's just see. Does this require the removal of a case? That's the question. So I have my old iPhone here. Camera facing that way. And this is a 7 Plus, so just realize it's one of the bigger phones. Oh no! If you have a thin enough case, you see that? Thin enough case, you'd be able to get that on there. You guys, hopefully. Thin enough case, it's on. Right? Camera on the side that it says. Okay, this is all unfolding somehow. Is this a... Okay, that comes like that. Oh, here we go. I think I'm doing it. This unlocks this way. There we go. It's all sort of floating together. And I'm gonna do this because you want this at least somewhat balanced, I think. So I'm gonna move it over just a tad. Camera is on the right side. You always want to get it at least close to balanced so that if you do this, it doesn't fall right or left, so that's okay. So can it hold an iPhone 7 Plus, probably one of the heavier phones, with a case? That's the question. Let's turn it on and see if anything happens. And the simple answer is yeah, right? Look at that. With a case. Well, that's smooth. I've always heard good things about this brand, and yeah, that's like really smooth. You know, it's got a good motion all the way down and around, which is awesome for down and up. So this way, not as much, but who moves it that way? That's about as far as you're getting right there, right? But the other way around, yeah, you know, that's good movement. And you got a little joystick here for moving this around. And then you got a trigger. Yeah, trigger's gonna lock it, like most do. Okay, so just so you guys can see, I'll just bring this here. You got these FM buttons. I guess that's gonna go through all your different functions. There's your camera video mode, so I believe that would switch between them. This is your, of course, this is gonna move your gimbal around, so here's your joystick. You have a trigger on the rear, and that trigger, of course, basically locks it. So you'll see now it's in this kind of mode where it kind of bends wherever you're going, right? But once you get it there, and you're like, oh, keep it there, now it stays there, right? So so that works. I'll just bring this around a little bit more. So like right there, I'm like, cool, boom, lock it up. Yeah, that's super nice. That's really good. And then on the side here, of course, you have your USB for charging. That's really nice. That's handy. Now, there's some other features, I think, on here, but again, so I think you guys should take the time to go to their website here and read a bit more, because I'm just gonna do a quick overview, right? This is what comes in the box, which is excellent, without question. I'm not gonna go into their app much in this video. I may go into it in a future video, but I wanna just take this outside right now, and what we'll do is we will play with this, just walking up and down the street. I wanna just see how well it does. Okay, let's go do that right now. All right, guys, so we've got the Moza Mini MX, and it's actually really nice size. So I've got my arm out full reach, and again, this is going to be depending on really how long your arms are. It has nothing to do really with how far you can get it out, but that's really good, and how wide your front-facing camera is. But look at the stability. That's really what we're looking for. And I'm just walking. So it looks like in the screen it's super stable. So that's fantastic. Love that. We're going to spin the camera around a little bit afterwards, and it's got nice movement. Like, everything is really smooth. Super pleased. I think that's fantastic. So I have decided that we're going to go inside afterwards and just kind of test out or show you guys the app, because I think the app's actually really well designed. Again, really happy. And I want to show you guys, actually you can kind of see it here. You can see the handle. It's different. Most of the handles on these gimbals, they actually mount underneath the actual existing handle, whereas this one mounts kind of on its own section, so you can actually hold it with two hands, which is really cool. Alright, I'm going to switch off this and switch the camera around. Okay, so now we got it on the front facing camera, and you can see, again, like, it's super smooth looking back and forth, and if you lock it, like, I'm kind of moving side to side a little bit, and it's nice and steady. It's quite surprising actually how steady it is. It's got a lovely feel to it, and I really do. I like the fact that it has the dual handles. I think that's super cool. But look how steady. And then once you get somewhere you want to turn, you just kind of let go, give it a little pivot. You know, you can pivot up a little bit, just kind of get it up there, lock it in place. That's fantastic. Get it back here, be like, nope, right there, lock. Continue your walk. And I'm not even using the joystick at all. I just kind of come back and forth, which is fantastic. So nice. You can see like how smooth it is. So if I come here, for instance, tilt this down, right? Like, it's just, if you want to hold steady, you can lock that and just, come on now. That is so nice. Let's get that nice little vertical side, horizontal, I mean, back and forth. Oh yeah, that's top notch. All right, let's go back in the house, and we'll take a look at the software, because I think that's super cool. All right, guys. So we're inside right now, and we're gonna do just a quick little tour of the app. Hopefully, you guys can see this okay. This is the app here. I'm just going to try to get my monitor out of the way a little bit so that it's not completely disruptive, what's on the screen. There we go. That's a bit better. So top left-hand corner up here is your battery indicator, and that battery indicator right there is going to show you how your phone's battery doing. So if you're low, that's going to be an issue, of course. Now down here, the little hand, see the little hand right there? That little guy right there is going to be gesture control. So if you want to use gestures to do your controlling, you can. So we're going to hit this, and you'll see that when you stop this, you'll see gesture control is on. So I'm going to turn this off, but it tells you how to do it each and every time, which is great. This one down here is going to take you to your photo library so you can see the videos you've done. This is your Bluetooth. Of course, that will tell you if you're connected or not. This one here, which is kind of an important one, this one here will allow you to tap the screen and draw on an object that you are going to track. Now, the first thing to be aware of is that you can draw around the object, and that's great. Little X in the top to get out of it. But it only actually starts tracking once you're recording. So don't think that it's not functioning, which is what happened to me. Once I started recording, then we were good to go. Continue over here is going to be your switch from the front facing camera to the rear facing camera, which is super cool. Your settings, your record button. Now your record button and all that, of course, will work off of the actual gimbal itself. On the top here, you'll see the resolution that you are recording in. You'll also see your flash if you have it turned on or off, and what mode you're in, so if you're in video or photo mode. Now, a couple cool things here which are really good is the actual layout of the menu. So inside your settings, for instance, when you tap on that, so this is going to be your camera modes when you come in here, and you'll see it just kind of zooms out, so you can be what mode you want to be in: photo, video, slow motion, time lapse. Now if you are changing it, just realize that you have to change it and tap on it. If you don't tap on it and just kind of exit it, then what happens is it retains the previous one. So I'm going to keep this in video. So now I'm going to hit that little back arrow, and you'll see it comes back here. We can now go to outputs. So this is going to be all your different frame rates and resolutions that you can play in, which again, really cool. Now this is a limitation, not necessarily of the software, but a limitation of your phone. So if there's certain resolutions that you don't have, or frame rates, that's just because your phone doesn't support it. So I can come in here and be like, oh, I want 4K 24. And there you go, 4K 24, very good. Back out. Come back here, do you want your flash on? There's some cool ones, so anti-shake. We can turn anti-shake on. Now some of these, when they enable, they disappear, but you'll see when you come back here and here, that's turned green. You'll also have manual mode. Now manual mode is actually really cool. So if you turn this on, you'll see a little bar come across the very top here. So each one of these is now editable. So there's your exposure compensation. So all you do is you tap on it and you'll get a little exposure compensation that you and I can play around with. Once we set that, we just back out again. We can go all the way for like ISO, what you want to manually set your ISO to. You got your frame rate. You got your focus distance, just to make sure it's hitting focus perfectly, which is again really kind of cool. And last but not least, you have your actual color temperature. If you want to manually set your color temperature, manual settings in here, really excellent. You also have, when you come through here, and I'm going to turn that manual setting back off, or else I'll end up forgetting and screwing up something. Frames. So they call it frames, but really when you think about it, this is ratio. So these are going to be all your different ratios that you can shoot in. Again, we'll just kind of back out of there. Filters. If you're a filter person, you have all your different filters. So it has like M9, M8, M7, but when you go over it, it'll tell you like that's dawn, that's nostalgia, that's impact, neutral density, halo, sentimental, etc., etc. The very first one is original. Just remember M1 original. Come back here, you have a zebra pattern. Now I have my zebras turned on, and you can actually see it probably right here. The little zebras that are coming up telling me what's overexposed or getting close to overexposed and what's underexposed, which is also really good. Full screen preview. These are going to be your grids if you want it. A gradienter if you want that, so it's helps with, I guess, angles. I'm not 100% sure. Sound meter, Bluetooth microphone if you have it. Live streaming, super cool if you want to do that. And again, reset everything. Just full of features inside here, which is really cool. Now, a few other things. if you want to just change something without having to go through your settings, for instance, you want to just change like your frame rate and all that, you can just tap on that there and it takes you right to that section. Same thing up here, it'll just take you straight to that section. Click on that, straight to that section, so that you can play with it. Now the other thing too is there is some modes back and forth. So for instance, if you slide right or left, you'll actually see it says M8, right? I'm in nostalgia, I'm in M7, right? And you can just kind of slide between them. Just be aware that you're doing that, because it's not an obvious thing, but it's definitely there, and it kind of got me. I'm like, what am I doing? And then of course, last but not least, you can hit focus wherever you want. So focus and exposure on certain areas just by kind of tapping on them. Yeah, the app's actually really, really nice. Super happy with the application, and it goes along very well with the actual gimbal itself and the controls. So let's go give you a final thought on what we think of this gimbal. All right, guys. So what do I think? What do I think of the Moza Mini MX? It's a lovely little gimbal. You know, this comes in at like $89 US, so it's not an expensive gimbal. It's a fantastic size, and I couldn't get really close to show you guys this, but this is where this mounts, which I just think is a fantastic idea, because normally they mount here, which is great. Gives you a little bit more reach, and I get that, but it's not hard for you and I to put a different tripod on if we feel like it. The bonus of this though, this is what I really like with this, is that once this is on, you actually get this really nice dual-handed motion, right? You can hold it like this, and you're seeing a lot more of the pro level gimbals doing this, where they have the two handles, and I just think that's fantastic. You got this one for when you want to get down nice and low. You get that nice straight angle where you're not bent weird. You get this really nice flat angle, and when you're up here, you can either two-hand it, or just one if you want. You can use this one for hitting the buttons. You can use this one for touching the screen. Doesn't really matter. But I love that they have this. That's, in my opinion, super smart. All the controls work really well. It's really, really smooth and fluid. Zero complaints. And when you take this all apart, of course, it folds up so nice. And everything's kind of got a little locking mechanism, so you can, if you look at it, you'll see this one, right? It goes here, click, lock, cool. And then this one has a locking spot, click, locked. There's three. All you gotta do is just kind of find where those three are. So you just kind of undo this, because that's important. This one goes up here, locked, right? That's it. It's so small. Come on now. That can fit in your pocket. Just realize again, right? Three of them. Just break that from the center. Comes off. That one's good. That one's good. And that one's good. Just make sure, this is important, make sure you unlock them all. If not, you're gonna start this up and it's gonna fight, and that's how you damage some of the motors. Now the other thing that you wanna also be aware of once I just put this back on, this is something that a lot of people don't do, because motors are getting stronger and stronger inside these gimbals, and here's the gimbal here. Just make sure when you mount your camera on here, and again, it says which way, right? Camera on this side. A lot of people just do this and they're like, yep, good. No, that's not good. Because again, it puts strain on the gimbal when it doesn't need to. The key is to kind of get this balanced, right? Get it balanced close so that it doesn't flop, right? See how that flops? We don't want that. We want, still flop a little bit. Find the sweet spot. Not bad, still a little bit of flop. Better. So now when we turn this on, it sets itself up really nice, which is great. And when we're finished with it, instead of it going frunk, all we do is, because it's balanced, we turn it off. Yeah, that's all right. Because we did a little bit of balancing at the beginning, so it's not gonna just flop your phone all over the place. But that's up to you and I. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you there. I think it's actually really good. It's now one of my favorite little cell phone gimbals. I think because of its size, it fits in my pocket. I love where they decided to put this. I think that's fantastic. And the gimbal itself, it's smoothed out really nicely, and their app is super easy to navigate. Zero issues at all. I think their navigation on their app, really good. Features work perfectly, does what it does. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you there. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Oh yeah, Links down below if you're interested, because why not? It supports us, it supports them. You get a cool gimbal. It's a win for everybody, really. Totally a win. All right, guys, I'm done for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Later. So hungry. I'm gonna go eat. Yep, time to eat. Later.